Here are 10 names you can name your baby if any of you watching are pregnant. Number 10, Ketchup. Number 9, TheOdd1sOut. Number 8, Firepaw. Number 7, Swag Money. Number 6. Number 5, Tinkerbro. Number 4, Your Name and Junior. Number 3, James Jr. Number 2, Lucifer. And finally, number 1, Obama-chan. Now girl names! Number 10, LaQuisha. Number 9, Shrektastic. Number 8, Adam Sandler. Number 7, Yellow. Number 6, the very first word to appear in this morning's Garfield comic. Number 5, jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Number 4, pick a random Magic the Gathering card. Number 3, Your Name, and then Part 2. Number 2, James Jr. Part 2, Reloaded. And finally, number 1, Captain Sparkles. Twin life. Living with the twin. Is it better than being an only child? Yeah, it is. Let me tell you why. If any of you two slept past your alarm for school, the other one would wake you up. If you didn't understand the homework, you can copy it from your twin. If one of you got their license before the other one did because you failed your driving test, then she can give you a ride everywhere. And best of all, if you have no friends in elementary school, boom, you have a twin. Yeah, we've had our quarrels from time to time, but we've always been able to look past those and put our differences aside. Also, I'm the older one by like 4 minutes. Now, there are some people who have weird stereotypes about twins. Now, I think people are joking when they ask, do you guys have mind powers? Or, do you feel pain if I punch him? Who keeps telling people this? Did I miss the day when the teacher talked about all the cool powers twins have? But anyway, I decided to talk about twins today to add sort of a precursor for tomorrow's video. James, are you really gonna talk about this? Well, yeah, actually, it's an interesting story. Dude, that's some personal stuff, man. You don't see me talking about where my parents did the do. Well, no, actually, I'm gonna talk about it because I was conceived in one of these. It's a petri dish. You see, my mom was having fertility problems and wanted to have some— Wow, are you telling me you're some sort of test tube baby? You're a freak! Yeah, well, at least my parents paid to have me. So anyway, there were 6 fertilized eggs that looked promising. It had a 1 in 4 chance to sprout a baby. So 4 were put back, and wouldn't the laws of probability know it? 2 eggs made it, and they were me and my sister. So whenever someone asks us if we're identical or fraternal twins, and by the way, it's very stupid to ask boy-girl twins if they're identical, we would always tell them fraternal. But if you look into it, into the technicalities, are we? But anyway, that's just something interesting about me. I might not be the fastest sperm, but I sure am the luckiest. When I got my first microphone, I had a couple of test audio recordings to see how close I should keep my face to the microphone and stuff like that. And just a couple of weeks ago, I re-listened to one of them and I thought it was really funny. So I'm going to show it to you. It's in really poor quality. It was a $20 microphone. I didn't have a pop filter and did nothing to reduce the echo, and I was just bad at reading. So without further ado, here it is.
So it sounded like I was trying to be slow talking, quiet and smooth and sexy. But instead, I'm going to try and talk like you're my best friend and I love you. So I'm going to read a book. No, I'm going to read a page, not a whole book, please. I'm going to read a page of Golden and Gray, The Nightmare That Ghosts Have. Okay, that just turned into my sexy voice. I'll try not to do that anymore. It is my favorite book, which I've never read, but I heard it's great from the reviews I've read. Oh. Okay, well, instead of like a whole page, I'll read like half a page. Little Frank Longfield burst through the door, heart pounding, and skidded to a halt. He loosened his school tie, gasping in heavy breaths, lungs aching from running. A quick glance behind assured him that Big Ben was nowhere to be seen, but still an uneasy feeling crawled inside him, and he couldn't be shaken. Something felt wrong. That was my sexy voice again. Just switching it up, seeing if I should fluctuate or not. Here goes my happy-go-lucky voice. He has no idea where he was. Wait, what? He had no idea where he was. He'd been so desperate to get away, so scared, that he'd run without a thought of where he was going. His feet always 10 steps ahead of his mind. Big Ben had been behind him, so close behind, and Frank had simply run and run until his shouts grew distant, until the sounds of chasing footsteps became fainter, and still he'd run on, through labyrinth-like school corridors, running until he physically couldn't run any farther. His legs shook beneath him, scarcely able to carry his own weight. Who's behind me? No one's behind me. Okay, this is just a scary story, I think. I'm imagining things. He took his school bags off his shoulder and let it slide to the floor. He managed to loose his pursuer. Yes, he managed to loose. I'm saying loose, it's really lose. Excuse me. He had managed to lose his pursuer, so he should be safe now. That's the opposite of what I wanted. But still, the feeling inside him remained. A gnawing worry, a sense of being... Okay, someone's behind me. It's Ariana. I'm feeling like Big Ben right now. Relatable character. He'd managed to lose his pursuer, so he should be safe now. But still, that feeling inside him remained. A gnawing worry, a sense of being watched, of not being alone. Just the knowledge, indescribable, but definitely there. And something was italicized wrong. Frank glared up down the corridor, but it was utterly deserted. Rummaging in his bag, he managed to find the Throbbington school map they had been given on. That's the end of the first page. If you want more, you're going to have to buy the book, because I ain't reading all that crap.
So my brother worked at a gym for kids, and he was their teacher and stuff. And one day, a kid found a kitten outside and gave it to my brother. My brother took it home and just showed up with a kitten at the house. He said her name is Azula. You know, like the character from Avatar who goes crazy and tries to kill everyone. Yeah, so we called her Azula, and my mom was like, no, we can't keep a cat. We just... So we start feeding her and playing with her, and soon Azula was part of the family. Except one day when I was playing with her, I saw something.
Hey, these two round things look like testicles!
So Azula was actually a dude! We have to change his name. And personally, I didn't like Azula, it just wasn't sticking. So we thought we would call him Mr. Darcy. You know, the character from Jane Austen's book where he ends up marrying that girl. I never watched the movies. But that name wasn't really sticking either. And while all this was happening, we had a French foreign exchange student living with us who, by the way, is the person I'm visiting in France right now, and she didn't know the word for kitten, so she just called him Baby Cat. And that's the name we decided to call him. Baby Cat. When you go to the movie theater, there are two sections of seats, here and here. Everyone goes over to these seats because, I don't like having to look up for too long. I get nauseous. But let me say, sitting in these seats is so much better. Okay, yeah, the very first row of seats are a little too close. Maybe like 4 rows back and you got your sweet spot. Why? First, let's get the obvious out of the way. Unless it's a crowded theater, no one else is up there. You get both armrests. You can kick the seat in front of you. You can just... Why did you pay $7.50 to see a movie once? Why? So you can see it on the big screen. I need to appreciate how big this screen is. And also, I think sitting closer brings you right into the world of the movie. Yeah, I guess all the worlds will end up looking like this, but when those loud sound effects go off, you can feel it in your chest. One time I was seeing a movie with a group of friends, and they said, hey, let's sit in the back. What? This isn't some school bus, you're not being cool. When we got there, I literally felt a distance between me and the movie. Just, Thor's right there, I can almost reach. One time when I was in the 4th grade, we took a field trip to the Grand Canyon. Because that's what you do as a school when you live 3.5 hours away from the Grand Canyon. It was beautiful and breathtaking, yada yada yada, but while we were there, we stopped by a gift shop. My mom gave me some money before I went, and I wanted to spend it all. So I bought a snow globe, I don't know why, and as I was holding it, my teacher walked by and asked, oh, James, do you have a snow globe collection? And I said, yeah, but here's the thing, I didn't. I guess I just didn't want to explain why I was buying a snow globe. But then that sparked an idea. Wouldn't it be funny if I started collecting snow globes as a joke? So then I asked my friends and family for snow globes for my birthday and Christmas as a joke. And some of my friends would bring me snow globes from all over the world as a joke. And interestingly enough, I still have the one I got from the Grand Canyon. I mean, I dropped it and all the water's drained out, but it's still the very first one. It was $5. And Miss Askelson, if you're watching this, yes, I do have a snow globe collection, and you started it. So my twin sister, when she was 2 years old, was sitting on a swing with my older brother, who was only a slightly bigger child at the time, and he was trying to get the swing going and fell off on top of my sister. Her top teeth dug into her chin when she fell and had to get stitches, and now she's forever cursed with a faint line on her chin. Fast forward a couple years, and she was on the trampoline with me, my brother, and some other friends, and we were just going at it. And Faith said, "Guys, you're bouncing me too high! I'm gonna..." She was in a wheelchair the next couple of months and became the most popular girl in school overnight, until she was all better. But all those injuries are kind of understandable. Mine, however, wasn't. So I had a hamster once, and one day I was cleaning its glass cage outside and I had it flipped upside down. And I thought, I wonder if I can stand on that. There was blood everywhere. The hamster had to live in an old cage, and it was all my fault. But hey, I didn't need stitches, and I have a scar on my foot forever.